Welcome guys to Chalk Up. So today's session will start with a warm-up. So your warm-up will be a 12-minute EMOM. You're going to consist of 4 movements. So movement number 1 is going to be a kettlebell swing. So swing starts with the kettlebell a distance away from you, pulling into the hips and using explosive force from the hips to get that kettlebell up without using the arms too much. From here, if you don't feel comfortable with that overhead position, you can switch it to just in line with the eyes so you don't have that uncomfortable feeling overhead. Kettlebell down. From there, you're going to go into your burpees. So burpee position from a standing position, chest to the ground, and then kicking the legs in and back up. When you get to the top position and jumping, hands go behind the head and opening those elbows out, making sure that you're looking out in front of you. Then you'll move on to your bent over rows. These can be performed with 2 dumbbells or with kettlebells or with a combination of both. You're going to complete 5 reps on the minute. As soon as the minute starts, you pick up the dumbbells, complete 5. At the 30-second mark, you're going to complete another 5 reps to complete 10 reps in the same minute. Your final movement will be a dynamic cobra, 15 reps of this. It'll be 3 reps every 10 seconds. You'll start in an arch position, feet together, arms extended, and then pulling those arms down to your sides with the thumbs pointed to the ceiling. So trying to focus on activating through your back, squeezing your glutes, squeezing your hamstrings, and trying to lift those quads off the ground as much as possible. So for your strength component, we're going to be doing banded push-ups. There is an option to do without the band. If you do have a band and you can handle the resistance, this is how you're going to set up the band. So you'll have your band, you're going to twist it to form a cross or crisscross right in the middle there. Then your hand position, you want to make sure you grab onto the band. So your thumb sits on the outside and those fingers sit on the inside. Once you have that grip, maintaining that crisscross in the middle, band goes onto the back. Make sure it sits nice and low of that upper back, close to the lower part of your shoulder blades. From there, you'll set up into your push-up position, and we're going to do it under a tempo. So tempo will be 3 seconds down, 2, 1, and then hold, and press as hard as you can, and a 2-second hold at the top, and then down, 3, 2, 1, hold, and push. And that fashion is how you're going to keep moving, aiming for 10 repetitions. If you cannot do with the band, you're simply going to remove the band and complete those reps in the same way. So 3 seconds coming down. So keep moving through. What we're looking for here is a straight line through the body. So you can see from that head position down to the heels, we've got a straight line. What we don't want to see is any sagging or arching through that lower back. Glutes are nice and tight, and there's no snaking of the movement as you stand, as you press out of the ground. Now we move on to your conditioning component for the day. So your conditioning section of the workout is a 10-minute AMRAP, so as many rounds and reps as possible inside of 10 minutes. Movement number 1, you have a floor press. So floor press begins on the ground with your dumbbells. You're going to lay down on the ground with the elbows locked out, feet flat on the ground, knees at about 90 degrees. From here, you're going to bend the elbows, bring those elbows down to the ground, focusing on touching the ground at the same time, and then pressing back up. Okay, so dumbbells will come apart as you go down and then back together as you press. So you will complete 15 to 20 repetitions of this. Once you finish your floor press, dumbbells will go down. You'll get ready for your kettlebell swings. So kettlebell swings, we have 20 reps. Again, kettlebell starts away from the body. You're going to pull it into the hips and swing up all the way overhead. So we're looking for that same range of motion. If, again, you're not comfortable going overhead, just go to that eye level for the 20 reps. Once you complete those kettlebell swings, you'll get ready for your sit-ups. We have 15 sit-ups. If you have access to an ab mat, position the ab mat nice and close to your bottom. From here, foot position, you want those knees out, soles of your feet touching. Then you'll lie down onto that ab mat, arms overhead, touching the ground, and then rocking forward, doing a sit-up with those hands touching the ground in front of you. What we're looking for is to have those shoulders crossing the line of the hips on every rep. So if we have a vertical line from the hips to the ceiling, those shoulders will cross that line every single time. If you do not have access to an ab mat, you can use a towel. So you simply just fold up the towel, to give you some support through the lower back so you can press into it and make sure you are activating your core and not using your back to complete the sit-ups. Once you've completed your conditioning component, we move on to your auxiliary movement. So for today's session, we have tricep extension. So this will be performed laying down with 2 dumbbells or a single dumbbell. What we're looking for here is the same setup that you guys had for the floor press. The only difference is the only movement that we're getting is through the elbow, bending at the elbow, making sure that from elbow to shoulder, that play arm does not move, and trying to make contact on the shoulder at the bottom and getting that full extension to the top. You're aiming for 12 reps unbroken. For this, if the weight is a little bit too heavy, the 2 dumbbells are a little bit too heavy, you can switch to 1 dumbbell. The way this is going to look is you're going to hold one head of the dumbbell in one hand and the other head of the dumbbell in the other hand. From here, you're going to bend those elbows right down and aiming for that bar, the handle, to touch your forehead and then get that extension at the top. So nice and controlled coming down and then get that extension in the top position. From here, once you complete your 12 reps, you're going to move into your hammer curls. So this is targeting towards the biceps. So standing position, what we're looking for is a slight bend in the knee, shoulders back, abs on nice and tight. And again, keeping that shoulder to elbow position nice and straight without moving, and only moving as a hinge movement at the elbow. Okay, trying to keep those hands in a neutral position. There's no rotation, and keeping that control on the way down. There's no swinging of the weights or of the arms.